Cosmetology, Wikipedia audio. Cosmetology and Lambda Omicron Gamma Alpha, Logia is the study and application of beauty treatment. Branches of specialty include hairstyling, skin care, cosmetics, manicures/pedicures, non-permanent hair removal such as waxing and sugaring, and permanent hair removal processes such as electrology and intense pulsed light. Cosmetologists can be expanded into multiple parts including cutting and chemically treating hair, chemical hair removal without a sharp blade, fashion trends, wigs, nails, and skin care, skin and hair analysis, relaxation techniques including head, neck, scalp, hand, and feet, basic massage and aromatherapies, plus ability to expertly apply makeup applications to cover or promote, and can expand into further specialties such as reflexology, theatrical applications, cosmetics and others as listed below. A cosmetologist is someone who is an expert in the care of hair and makeup as well as skincare and beauty products. They can also offer other services such as coloring, extensions, perms and straightening. Cosmetologists help their clients improve on or acquire a certain look by applying advanced trending aesthetic applications. Hairstylists often style hair for weddings, proms, and other special events in addition to routine hair styling. A hair color specialist, aka hair colorist, specializes in the modification of natural hair color utilizing various application methods while using a colorant product from a professional company. In the U.S., some colorists are qualified through the American Board of Certified Hair Colorists. This designation is used to recognize colorists that have a greater level of competency in the industry through a written exam and a practical exam. A hair color specialist's duties might include, but are not limited to, basic color applications like covering gray and lightening or darkening natural hair color. A color specialist also has the ability to perform corrective color applications and create special effects using foiling techniques or any other advanced color application methods. Cosmetology specialties. A shampoo technician shampoos and conditions a client's hair in preparation for the hairstylist. This is generally an apprentice position and a first step for many just out of cosmetology school. Estheticians are licensed professionals who are experts in maintaining and improving skin. An esthetician's general scope of practice is limited to the epidermis. Estheticians work in many different environments such as salons, med spas, day spas, skincare clinics, and private practices. Estheticians may also specialize in treatments such as microdermabrasion, microcurrent, cosmetic electrotherapy treatments, lead treatments, ultrasound/ultrasonic, and mechanical massage. The esthetician may undergo special training for treatments such as laser hair removal, permanent makeup application, light chemical peels, eyelash extensions, and electrology. In the U.S., estheticians must be licensed in the state in which they are working and are governed by the Cosmetology Board requirements of that state. Estheticians must complete a minimum 300–1,500 hours of training and pass both a written and hands-on exam in order to be licensed in a given state. Utah, Virginia, and Washington are the only states at this time to adopt the Master Esthetician license. Additional postgraduate training is sometimes required when specializing in areas such as medical aesthetics. Estheticians work under a dermatologist's supervision only when employed by the dermatologist's practice. Estheticians treat a wide variety of skin issues that are cosmetic in nature, such as mild acne, hyperpigmentation, and aging skin. Therefore, clients with skin disease and disorders are referred to a dermatologist or other medical professional. Estheticians are also referred to as beauticians in North America. Many chemicals in salon products pose potential health risks. Examples of hazardous chemicals found in common treatments include dibutylphthalate, formaldehyde, lye, ammonia, and coal tar. Allergies and dermatitis have forced approximately 20% of hairdressers to stop practicing their profession. In the beauty and cosmetology industries, some of the products used in hair dyes and nail applications contain chemicals that have been shown to have adverse health effects for cosmetologists. A chemical combination known as the toxic trio is often part of the ingredient list in nail polish, hair dyes, and nail polish removers. The toxic trio consists of formaldehyde, toluene, and dibutylphthalate. DBP is frequently found in nail polish and is used as a binder to increase the amount of time the polish stays on the nail. Toluene is an industrial solvent and is usually in nail polish removers. Formaldehyde can be found in a variety of beauty products but is generally found in hair straightening products and hair dyes as well as in some nail polishes. Each chemical member of the toxic trio has independently been found to have adverse reproductive effects in humans, so they're concerned that the presence of all three chemicals in cosmetologist supplies could pose a detrimental health risk for cosmetologists. As a profession, cosmetology is predominantly female, most of whom are of reproductive age. There are more than 1 million women registered and licensed as cosmetologists in the United States and roughly several million more work as hairdressers. Among cosmetologists, hairdressers, and nail technicians make up a large part of the working population. Many cosmetologists begin their careers before reproductive age and before family planning, which may put them at higher risk for reproductive health effects from exposure to workplace cosmetology chemicals. In the United States, the Food and Drug Administration is responsible for public safety regarding cosmetic products, and the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act regulates these products. The Cosmetic Ingredient Review utilizes an expert panel to review available data on cosmetic ingredients and determine whether or not chemical ingredients in cosmetic products are safe to use considering how they are currently utilized. However, this protocol is only helpful if applied to all cosmetology workplaces in the United States. An investigation carried out by the Environmental Working Group revealed only 11% of more than 10,000 cosmetic ingredients documented by the FDA were evaluated in a CIR review. Research studies have shown that although toxicological considerations play an increasingly significant role in product formulation, reproductive risks are not typically taken into account. The findings reported above are especially alarming given, cosmetology is a predominantly female occupation, with more than 500,000 women in the United States employed as cosmetologists. It is also known that more than 9,000 chemicals are found in cosmetic products. Hairdressers use a wide range of products containing chemicals. Hair dyes represent the largest segment of chemical products in the hair market today. As such, they are the main source of chemical exposure among hairdressers. Toluene is a clear, water-insoluble liquid with a distinct and pungent smell, similar to paint thinners. Toluene is found in cosmetic products like nail polish, nail glue, and hair dyes and is widely used as an industrial solvent and is used to make fingernail polishes, lacquers, adhesives, rubber, and paint thinners. It is used in the production of benzene, gasoline, nylon, plastics, and polyurethane. Toluene can be found on cosmetic labels under the names benzene, toluol, phenylmethane, methylbenzene. Cosmetologist. Toluene enters the environment when materials like fingernail polish, paints, paint thinners, and adhesives are used. It rapidly mixes with the air, and individuals who work with paint, lacquer, or dyes have greater exposures to toluene via dermal and respiratory routes. Toluene inhalation during pregnancy has led to neonatal effects, including intrauterine growth retardation, premature delivery, congenital malformations, and postnatal developmental retardation. Dibutylphthalate is a manufactured chemical used as a plasticizer. It's used to make plastics more flexible and can be found in paints, glue, insect repellents, hairspray, nail polish, and rocket fuel. Due to its flexibility and film-forming properties, making it an ideal ingredient in cosmetics and cosmetology products. DBP is mainly used in nail products as a solvent for dyes and as a plasticizer that prevents nail polishes from becoming brittle, but is also used in hairsprays, to help avoid stiffness by allowing them to form a flexible film on the hair. When a nail polish is applied, it dries to the nail as some of the other chemicals volatilize and DBP remains on the nail, making the polish less brittle and apt to crack. The chemical may not only be absorbed through the nail, but through the skin as well. When nail-polished hands are washed, small amounts of DBP can leach out of the polish and come into contact with the skin. The application of nail polish can also provide an opportunity for skin absorption. Dibutylphthalate has been linked to reproductive issues in humans if the mother is exposed while pregnant and has been banned for use by the European Union, and certain phthalate esters have been shown to cause reproductive toxicity in animal models. Formaldehyde is a colorless, strong-smelling liquid that is highly not volatile, making exposure to both workers and clients potentially healthy. Both the Environmental Protection Agency and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration classify formaldehyde as a human carcinogen. Formaldehyde has been linked to nasal and lung cancer, with possible links to brain cancer and leukemia. Growing evidence reveals that various popular hair smoothing treatments contain formaldehyde and release formaldehyde as a gas. Formaldehyde is a common ingredient in Brazilian blowouts, cativeju, and keratin complete smoothing therapies. 4 laboratories in California, Oregon, and Canada confirmed a popular hair straightening treatment, the Brazilian blowout, contained between 4% and 12% formaldehyde. Oregon OSHA demonstrated that other keratin-based hair smoothing products also contain formaldehyde, with concentrations from 1% to 7%. Formaldehyde may be present in hair smoothing solutions or as a vapor in the air. Stylists and clients may inhale formaldehyde as a gas or a vapor into the lungs and respiratory tract. Formaldehyde vapor can also make contact with mucous membranes in the eyes, nose, or throat. Formaldehyde solutions may be absorbed through the skin during the application process of liquid hair straighteners. Solutions of formaldehyde can release formaldehyde gas at room temperature, and heating such solutions can speed up this process. Exposure often occurs when heat is applied to the treatment, via blow drying and flat ironing. Hair colorist. Shampoo technician. Stylists and clients have reported acute health problems while using or after using certain hair smoothing treatments containing formaldehyde. Reported problems include nosebleeds, burning eyes and throat, skin irritation, and asthma attacks. Other symptoms related to formaldehyde exposure include watery eyes, runny nose, burning sensation or irritation in the eyes, nose, and throat, dry and sore throat, respiratory tract irritation, coughing, chest pain, shortness of breath, wheezing, loss of sense of smell, headaches, and fatigue. Esthetician. Occupational hazards. Demographics of the cosmetology industry. Chemical exposures. Toluene. The presence of formaldehyde, phthalates, and toluene in the work environment play a role in the risk of reproductive health effects for cosmetologists. Studies shows that there is a significant increase in premature birth and an increased risk of pregnancy disorders when hairdressers were compared to a referent group of teachers and sales clerks where the only occupational difference were exposure to the toxic trio. Hairdressers and cosmetologists have a slightly increased risk of having an infant with small gestational age. Reproductive disorders in relation to low birth weight were examined and found an increased risk of having infant with low birth weight. 3 of these studies showed a significant increase. Case studies on toluene exposures have found increased incidences of urogenital, gastrointestinal, and cardiac anomalies among children of mothers who were exposed to organic solvents, such as toluene. Associations were found between pregnant women who inhaled formaldehyde, phthalates, and toluene and adverse reproductive outcomes such as intrauterine growth retardation and premature delivery. Hairdressers report premature ovarian failure 5 times more frequently than women in non-cosmetologist occupations. In the United States, the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act defines cosmetics as articles intended to be rubbed, poured, sprinkled, or sprayed on, introduced into, or otherwise applied to the human body, for cleansing, beautifying, promoting attractiveness, or altering appearance. Products such as nail polish, hair coloring, straightening formulas, and shampoos fall under this definition of cosmetics. In the U.S., the FDA does not mandate pre-market approval for cosmetic ingredients or products, with the exception of color. Additionally, the FDA is not legally responsible for cosmetic product or ingredient safety and does not have the authority to require manufacturers to submit their safety data to the FDA. Instead, the cosmetic manufacturer is legally responsible for correctly labeling and producing their products with safe ingredients. U.S. cosmetic companies are also not required to register their product or ingredients with the FDA as registration is purely voluntary. The FDA cannot legally order a recall of cosmetic products in the U.S. even if they have been shown to have poor health outcomes. A product recall relies on the cosmetic manufacturer is completely voluntary. Dibutylphthalate. In contrast, the European Union requires cosmetic products to undergo pre-market safety testing and requires mandatory cosmetology product and ingredient registration. In general, the European Union approaches cosmetics and their production under the precautionary principle. The EU has banned 1,328 chemicals from use in cosmetics and does not permit animal testing for cosmetics. The lack of oversight in the United States on self-care and cosmetology products is concerning and leaves both workers and the public at risk. OSHA requires manufacturers, importers, and distributors to identify formaldehyde on any product that contains more than 0.1% formaldehyde, or if the product can release formaldehyde at concentrations greater than 0.1 parts per million. Safety data sheets must also accompany the product and kept on premises with the product at all times. The SDS must explain why a chemical in the product is hazardous, how it is harmful, how workers can protect themselves, and what they should do in an emergency. Salon owners and stylists are advised to look closely at the hair smoothing products they use to see if they contain methylene glycol, formalin, methylene oxide, paraform, formic aldehyde, methanol, oxomethane, oxymethylene, or Ca number 50-00-0. According to OSHA's formaldehyde standard, a product containing any of these names should be treated as a product containing formaldehyde. OSHA's hazard communication standard states that salon owners and other employers must have a SDS for products containing hazardous chemicals. If salon owners or other employers decide to use products that contain or release formaldehyde, they are required to follow the guidelines in OSHA's formaldehyde standard. The Occupational Safety and Health Act is responsible for inspections of worker health and safety. It is estimated 375,000 nail technicians work in nail salons in the United States. Yet in 2005, OSHA inspected only 18 nail salons because businesses are exempt from inspection if they have 10 employees or less. According to the Asian American Resource Workshop, Vietnamese nail salon workers hold 40% of nail technician licenses in the United States. Its long hours, low hourly pay, and fierce competition from every corner of the block, and with such fierce competition between businesses, salaries are reduced even further. As a result, a majority of these immigrants are subject to low socioeconomic status, which subsequently reduces opportunity to be educated about the occupational chemicals they are exposed to in the workplace, and reduces opportunity to seek health care if adverse health effects are experienced from chemical exposure. In the United States, whether planning to study cosmetology or specialize in a specific area, each state has different requirements that must be fulfilled before obtaining a license. For example, the state of Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulations requires each candidate to complete their hours through a licensed cosmetology school program where new skills are taught and learned, such as hair coloring, styling, hair cutting, and the usage of hazardous chemicals. A written and practical examination is required to become a licensed cosmetologist in California. After completing the minimum hours to obtain a state license, an online examination is required and is submitted via mail with other supported documentation. Bureau of Labor Statistics states that the median salary for a licensed cosmetologist is $28,770 as of May 2015. Illinois Metropolitan Division areas, Chicago, Naperville, Arlington Heights has one of the highest employment rates with an annual rate of $27,750. Being a licensed cosmetologist opens the door to becoming self-employed and working at high-end salons. As a licensed cosmetologist, each has the option to choose which salon fits best to work in, but a self-employed salon will bring more income as long as having the right business plan for it to succeed. Each candidate registering for a salon has to obtain a certificate of registration and present all required paperwork with the FEIN, Federal Employer Identification Number, to Illinois Department of Labor. Formaldehyde. Reproductive health and birth defects of the toxic trio. Regulation of cosmetics in the U.S. OSHA requirements regarding formaldehyde. Cosmetology careers. Notable cosmetologists.